Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy Mod, aka the Mob Justice, bringing my Season 1 PCL D-League Draft Analysis. If you guys enjoy this, feel free to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Now, the PCL D-League is the PCL in and of itself, I'm good at words, is basically a league where you have standard tiers, but they also add in the concept of S tiers, which are a bunch of Pokemon that are usually banned in the format and usually deemed too broken, but these ones are kind of only borderline broken. There are definitely ways to deal with them, but they have mons like, I think, Dialga, Darkrai, Protean Greninja, Meaghan allowed, but so basically because of this and the fact that I had pick number 10 out of 12, I pretty much decided there wasn't any specific Pokemon that I definitely wanted to build around. I just decided whatever falls to me, I'm just going to pick it up and we're going to go from there. So my first pick, I want to pick it up, Meaghan Latios. Now, Meaghan Latios gives me incredibly bulky defogger with reliable recovery. It has a fair amount of sweeping potential with getting access to moves like Calm Mind, Reflect type, being able to help me better take on mons that typically beat this, such as like Alolan Mug and Meaghan. All in all, incredibly solid Pokemon, incredibly fat and hard to kill. I'm really looking forward to using it. Now, next up, I want to pick it up, Weavile. Now, Weavile is an incredibly fast and hard-hitting Ice and Dark type. And for those of you who aren't aware, Ice and Dark have almost completely unresisted coverage, except I think, like, Tapu Fini and Primarina. Is there a Fire Fairy type? I don't think so. But, well, I mean, I guess Alolan Ninetales, but who am I kidding? Alolan Ninetales isn't coming in on this thing. It's an incredibly strong Pursuit Trapper, being able to let me Pursuit Trap the bulky Psychics and Ghosts that Meaghan Latios doesn't exactly appreciate. It's all in all an incredibly hard-hitting Pokemon, and I'm really looking forward to using it. I think it does incredibly well in Meaghan Latios, but going into the next pick, I wanted to pick up a Fire type because I'm starting to get a bit of a Fairy and Steel weakness at this point. So I want to pick it up Volcarona. Now, another mechanic that they added this season is the concept of fire sales. And basically what that means is every round, 10 specific Pokemon from a specific tier go on sale, and this round Volcarona happened to be one of them. So, ooh, excuse me. So technically it is a tier 2 Pokemon, but because I drafted it while it was on sale, it went immediately to one of my free picks, but only at a tier 3 price. That's right, guys. I got a tier 3 Volcarona. That is incredibly scary in my opinion. The fact that it can be incredibly bulky, it can pretty reliably run a fair amount of HP actually, with especially being able to run like Quiver Dance Roost. Quiver Dance in and of itself is an amazing move to use, especially when you pair it with the fact that most physical attackers are going to be afraid to make contact with this thing because of Flame Body. Not to mention Z moves makes this thing absolutely freaking busted, almost impossible to switch into unless your name is Chansey or Blissey. All in all, incredibly solid, and I'm really starting to love where my team is going at this point. Now, the next pick, I wanted to pick up a Dragon switching, so I wanted to pick it up Florges. Now, Florges gives me, as mentioned, it gives me a Fairy type, so I don't auto-lose to, like, Scarf Outrage mons. Looking at you, Kieran Black. All in all, incredibly solid Pokemon, has a fair amount of defensive bulk, and the fact that I can easily pass wishes and aromatherapies with this thing, it gives me another defogger, so I'm not forced to run defog on Meaghan Latios every single week. all in all, incredibly solid, and I'm really looking forward to using this thing. Now, next up, I wanted to pick up a grounded poison type, so I didn't... Look at that starter. So I don't automatically lose to T-Spike spam. So I want to pick it up Tentacruel. Now, Tentacruel also gives me a bulky water, which starts to fill out my Fire Water Grass core. It gives me a spinner so that I don't have to run defog all the time. It gives me that out for being able, gives me that hazard stack potential, especially since at this point I have T-Spikes with this. You guys are going to see I've got another Spiker coming up pretty shortly, and all in all, incredibly solid Pokemon. The biggest thing that I absolutely love about this thing is it can also reliably spin away pretty much all hazards. Being a ground poison type means that it automatically absorbs T-Spikes when it comes in. It doesn't care about Sticky Web with Clear Body, and its base 100 speed here is actually pretty decent as a defensive wall, so to speak. Or especially defensive wall, whichever or. But incredibly solid Pokemon, and I think it pairs incredibly well with my team. Now, next up, I wanted to pick up a grass type to finally fill my Fire Water Grass core, so I want to pick it up Chestnut. Now, Chestnut gives me an Edgequake resist, and it also gives me a Spikes option, so that it makes it much easier for a Pokemon like Weavile, like Volcarona, and Meaghan Latios to clean late game. This mon also deals with bulky dark types, so that takes the load off of Florges and especially Meaghan Latios. But not to mention, this thing is incredibly physically bulky, which pairs incredibly well with my I'm saying a lot with my Tentacruel. Now, going into my next pick, I wanted to pick up a ground type. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, I wanted Donphan, but I literally got sniped with Donphan right before my pick. But luckily, I wound up picking up my second Fire Salamon, and I wound up picking up Dugtrio. Now, Dugtrio is an incredibly scary Pokemon in my opinion to face, because even if I don't brain it, it's one of those mons that it's going to force the prep on their team. The fact that Arena Trap is such a stupid ability, especially when you pair it with mons like Volcarona and Meaghan Latios, means that people are going to be running Shookaberry or Air Balloon or Shed Shell a lot more often. And again, it doesn't even matter if I brain it or not. The fact of the matter is it forces the prep. Not to mention, this thing, while it was on sale at a tier 3 price. So at this point, I have two. I think I have just two. Yeah, I have two of my free slots filled out. I have this and Volcarona, but it pairs incredibly well. It gives me a rocker, which I finally was needing. But incredibly solid Pokemon, and I'm really looking forward to using this team. Now, next up, I don't even remember what I was originally looking at this point, but I noticed another mon went on sale this round, and for some of you guys who have known me for years now know how much I love using this Pokemon, and for me to see it go on sale at a tier 5 price was absolutely insane to me. So I decided, you know what, screw the plan. I'm picking up Meletta. Now, Meletta is a Pokemon that I am incredibly, insanely comfortable with. I've drafted it far too many times. It's probably the closest thing to a Crux I have. It's incredibly scary to prep for. Again, it forces extra prep, because that's the whole idea behind this team, is I'm trying to force as much prep as possible, because with Meletta, unlike most Pokemon, you're not prepping for just one Pokemon, you're prepping for two, because your countermeasures against the normal Psychic, specially oriented Pokemon is completely separate from the extremely fast, extremely hard-hitting, normal fighting type form. Not to mention, Serene Race is such an amazing ability, being able for me to be able to forge my own luck, so to speak. Incredibly solid Pokemon. I wound up making this my second Z captain, so this and Volcarona are my Z move user. Both of them, in my opinion, are equally as threatening, but I'm really looking forward to using Meletta again. Now, next round, I finally decided I needed a Steel type, and I still needed to fill my Tier 2 slot. Yes, I have Dougie and Volcarona, but neither of them fill my Tier 2 slot. So I wound up picking up Magnezone. Now, as you guys kind of probably notice, I've kind of got a drag back court kind of going on with this and Dougie and Meaghan Latios. The fact that this Dougie can reliably trap the Steel types that Meaghan Latios doesn't appreciate. I got Weavile to deal with the bulky Psychics and Goes. All in all, incredibly solid Pokemon, has access to 3 amazing abilities in the format. Magnet Pull, meaning that I can just reliably be able to get rid of Steel types without worrying about them switching around, unless they happen to be holding a Shed Shell. It also gets access to Analytic, which means some weeks I could just decide, you know what, I'm going to slap on the choice specs onto this thing, and between the fact that it has so many resistances, I'm good at words, I swear guys, the fact that it has so many resistances means that it can reliably come in on certain mons and be able to just force them out, and I could just spam Analytic Specs Volt Switch, which will do a heck of a lot of damage, unless you're a ground type or have Lightning Rod or Motor Drive or Volt Absorber. You know what? Whatever. Magnezone is an incredibly solid Pokemon, and I'm really looking forward to using it again. Next up, I had enough points to grab a Tier 1 to fill my final free slot. So I wound up picking up Garchomp. Now, Garchomp is incredibly versatile in my opinion. It has great stats all around. Base 102 speed, base 130 attack, paired with Dragon and Ground Stab is absolutely ludicrous. Not to mention, as if it wasn't powerful enough, of course I had to pick up the mascot of the owner of the league, Austin, aka Garchomp the God. Be sure to go check him out, guys. Phenomenal battler, and but yeah, Garchomp, incredibly solid Pokemon, and I'm really looking forward to using it. Now, last Pokemon, I wanted to pick up another Dragon Check. I figured this thing also has a fairly wide move pool with access to rocks and probably one of the best abilities in my opinion. I wound up picking up Wigglytuff. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wigglytuff? How is that mon scary? Well, the fact that it gets Frisk means that it's incredibly easy for me to be able to scout for potential items on the opposing side. If it happens to come in on a Steel type and it has, let's say, like it's a Choice Scarf Kartana or whatever, and it decides to lock itself into Smart Strike to kill this thing, which with 140 HP, I think it has to actually kill it, then that easily means, you know what, I could go Magnezone, which quad times resist it, take the +1 Smart Strike, and just blow it back with a Specs HP Fire. Frisk is incredibly scary with my team because it lets me scout for potential Shed Shell Mons. If Mons happen to be running, like I said, a choice item or a random berry, make it easier to deal with my threats. But incredibly solid Pokemon. I'm really looking forward to using it, just like the rest of my team. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, feel free to drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.